mom's couch isn't my friend. Make way, way to the WC. Wash my face, brush my teeth, and take a pee. Make the bed and change my clothes. The smell of coffee fills my nose. Power up the MacBook Pro. Study up my Espanol. Pretty soon, 6 a.m. rolls around. Pretty soon, it's time to get down. With my job, daily grinding, client meetings, careful timing. This is a standard day in my life. Helping out, I got no gripes. While I'm staying with my mom. Home care is the name of the song. This is what I do each day while I am away. How I keep my sanity while helping out my family. After someone comes at 9, I take a break just to find a coffee shop for work to flow, or maybe a co-working space I know. This is a standard day in my life. Helping out, I got no gripes. While I'm staying with my mom. Home care is the name of the song. This is what I do each day while I am away. How I keep my sanity while helping out my family. Since my work is East Coast based, I am able to change my pace. By 2 p.m. I'm done, and that's around when I head home. This is a standard day in my life. Helping out, I've got no gripes. While I'm staying with my mom. Home care is the name of the song. This is what I do each day while I am away. How I keep my sanity while helping out my family.
Well, it's about that time when I'm back at the pad with my mom's, who was resting with the book or her iPad. I relax a bit or maybe do a bit of planning for the week. By 5 it's time to prep so we have something to eat. Curry rice, maki sushi, miso shiro on the menu. If there is some time we might take a walk around the venue. Physical therapy's the key to keep my mom healing safely, cause this is what I do when I'm helping on the daily.
This is a standard day.
Hello again, and as you saw from that intro, I've been spending a lot of time in San Francisco helping out my mom after last year's stroke. My sister and I have been sharing duties, staying with my mom to provide in-home care during her recovery, so typically I stay there anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks at a time. One of the advantages of having a remote job is that I can pretty much work from anywhere. The only disadvantage is that I work on East Coast time. I have to wake up pretty early, 5 a.m., and I work from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I spend the morning working from my mom's place from 6 to 9. I'll prepare her breakfast at around 8 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock we have someone who comes to help out, and I'll take my lunch break to find a cafe or co-working space. And if I have meetings, I'll usually go to the co-working space. If not, then a cafe works. There are a lot of great cafes and co-working spaces in San Francisco, but here are a few of my favorites and go-tos.
The smell of coffee fills my nose. Power up the MacBook.
UCSF Zion Hospital Cafe. Believe it or not, I often work from the cafe in the bottom floor of UCSF Zion Hospital. Why? Well, they have decent Wi-Fi, their food is very cheap and healthy, and there are outlets and big tables. Plus, it is just a 5 to 10 minute Lime scooter ride away from my mom's place, so it's convenient. And it allows me to run by Nijiya or Safeway on the way home for any grocery shopping I need to do. Of course, it's in the basement of a hospital, so not exactly cozy. Land's Co-working. When I have meetings or need a bit more of a work vibe, then this co-working space south of Market is perfect. At $14 for the day, it is considerably cheaper than places like WeWork. It is located around 17th and Valencia in the Mission District, so there are tons of great places to get food nearby. Plus, it comes with free coffee and tea, and phone booths, and some of the desks even have monitors. The scooter ride is a bit longer, around 15 to 20 minutes, but there are bike lanes the whole way, so it's actually quite pleasant.
Able to change my pace. By 2 p.m. I'm done, and that's
La Boulangerie. Or is it La Boulangerie? Anyway, this French cafe and bakery is located in Hayes Valley, just down the street from where my mom lives. Close enough I can actually walk there, and although it gets a bit crowded, the turnover is such that eventually you can find a seat and get an outlet. It's too noisy if I have a meeting, but just fine if I'm working on a project and need a change of scenery. Philz Coffee. There is a Philz Coffee in the Castro that I like to work from. It's the most convenient location and it can get busy, but is actually pretty pleasant as a work spot. Plus, it's nice to explore a new neighborhood with a different vibe, and Philz Coffee makes some good brew, and they have decent food items too. Duboce Park Cafe. This is a popular spot on the weekend since it's located near a well-known dog park and near bike paths and the Muni train lines. They do some great coffee and food and have both indoor and outdoor seating, but I prefer going there during the week when they aren't as busy, but you can't really miss either way.
This is what I do each day while I am away. How I keep my sanity while helping out my family.
Of course, there are a ton of other places that are great too, but these are the ones closest to my mom's home that I tend to frequent. Since I only work until 2 p.m., I'm really only spending about 4 hours out before it's time to head back. Although sometimes after work, I might have a few hours until one of our helpers leave, so in that case, I sometimes head to a park to decompress, or I might do some grocery shopping. Typically, I'll relax at the park in Hayes Valley on Octavia and Hayes, or I might sit near Duboce Park if I'm already in that neck of the woods. There's also a nice greenway next to the YMCA in Japantown that's nice to sit along. I recorded my video about my Spanish language learning project there, if you caught that one. Japantown is also great for grocery shopping since they have the Nijiya Market there, where I can pick up Japanese groceries for my mom. I also frequent the Trader Joe's near Hayes Valley, and there's a Safeway not too far away, but it's closing this spring, so it won't be around much longer. So depending on the day, after I'm back at my mom's, I may take her for some physical therapy walking around the building, or we might do some exercising, or if she already did it earlier in the day, we may just rest a bit. Eventually, it is time for dinner, so depending on what we have in the fridge, I will make something for us to eat. But I would say 5 or 6 nights of the week I'm making something. After eating, we might play some games, Chinese checkers, Connect 4, things to keep her brain active, or we might watch some Netflix. She loves Samurai Gourmet and is also a big Jack Reacher fan.
あの時のお母さんよりは9ヶ月年下。翔くんよりは1歳。
Around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, she starts getting ready for bed, which is when I'll wash the dishes, clean up the kitchen, turn down her bed, put out her PJs, update her wall calendar with the next day's activities, and then I'll also get the couch ready for me to sleep on. She'll wind down in bed with her iPad or a book, and I'll do some work like video editing for this vlog or maybe some Spanish studying until I head to sleep around 9 or 10. So those are the typical weekdays. On the weekends, my sister and I may take my mom somewhere near the ocean or along the coast, or maybe somewhere else. It really depends on the weather and what's going on. But you can see here a bunch of footage from our past various weekend trips to places around the Bay Area over the past several months. We'll often finish up with something to eat at a restaurant. And my mom also has social groups that she meets with, an art class on Thursday afternoons, a coffee chat group on Sundays, and we're also working on finding some other groups for her to participate in. That's basically my standard day while taking care of my mom in San Francisco and experiencing the digital nomad remote worker lifestyle. Of course, with everything there are pros and cons. And I would say the pros are that it's really nice to have a daily routine and consistency. It makes the time go faster, and each day has some structure, which I appreciate. I'm also happy I can spend some time with my mom, and I also get to see my sister and brother-in-law. I even occasionally get to see my wushu teacher, Hao Zhihua, if my schedule permits. And one of the biggest benefits is living in San Francisco without actually living in San Francisco. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, and it's been a lot of fun spending half of the past 6 months back in my old stomping grounds, especially living right next to Japantown, which is a fun area to be in. Oh, and I also get to practice different packing styles and test out different travel bags on each trip. You might have seen my recent review of the Firo T22 backpack, which I took on my last 2 trips. On the next trips, I'll probably take a different bag and see how that goes. As for the cons, I guess the main one is just not being at home. It can be a bit stressful and draining to travel and take care of family. And it's different than taking a trip to like Ecuador or exploring a new country where we don't know anyone. 95% of my time is spent taking care of my mom, so I'm mostly exploring just a few square miles around where she lives. But even so, I really do enjoy my time in San Francisco. I'm back in Tulsa, but I'll be heading back to California in about a week and a half. And in the meantime, if there's anything specific you'd like to see related to my travels, let me know. I tend to take different airlines each time I go, since I book based on price and schedules. So I've been thinking about doing a comparison video of the different airlines. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
This is what I do each day while I am away. How I keep my sanity while helping out my family.
Well, it's about that time when I'm back at the pad with my mom's who was resting with the book or her iPad. I relax a bit or maybe do a bit of planning for